Hello and welcome to Trails to Azure Part 53. Last time left off with us visiting St. Ursula Hospital and talking to the various people there, and then catching Mineth as he tried to smuggle out stolen medical supplies during an emergency. I'm glad they didn't pull the usual, oh, we can't arrest him. All we can do is temporarily suspend his license for a month. Like, at least they didn't pull that. I'm glad they didn't. It's a break in logic of the story because they couldn't arrest the drivers. All they could do is suspend their license for 30 days. So realistically, would we be able to do anything about Mineth? I don't know. But that's not important. Now it's time. Jona called, so it's time to go to the Harbor District by the lighthouse. Because... wrong button. Because this is where something happens. I don't know why he wants us here. I assume there's a route into a geofront here. And that geofront that's part of the lighthouse is where we're going to enter, maybe? No idea. But it begins now. About time. What took you so long? Yeah, actually, don't answer that. Let's get going already. We're entering the geofront. Wait a second. Get going where, exactly? Back it up, you little rascal. Mind putting us on the same page here? Oh, right. Guess I haven't actually told you what we're doing. Thing is, I was kind of hoping you could take me to a terminal room in the geofront. A terminal in the geofront? You mean the one that was blown to smithereens? You mean like the one that was blown to smithereens would have been a better sentence. Nah. That was terminal number 8 in the B sector. The one I want to go to is terminal number 4 in the C sector. That's interesting. It's weird that terminal 8 is in B and terminal 4 is in C. It just feels like the numbering should be like 1, 2, and 3 are in A, 4, 5, 6 are in B, 7, 8, 9 are in C. That seems like what it should be, but that's obviously not what it's doing. That's reality isn't that sort of organized always. The one I want to go to is terminal number 4 in the C sector. Man, I can't wait! The terminals at the branch suck major eggs. You can't do squat on them. Have you learned nothing, Jona? The new fundamental orbital network laws have already gone into effect. You realize that means we can't permit you to illegally commandeer a terminal, don't you? Just the opposite, in fact. We should be doing everything in our power to stop you. Oh, wait. Hold on a second here. There's nothing illegal about it. Or did you forget that I'm still an engineer at the Foundation? That makes me one of the only people who are authorized to use the geofront terminals. Is that true, Tio? He has the clearance to do so, yes. But I would still classify this as a gray area. It just goes to show that orbital network law that orbital network law still has areas it can improve on. Well, no, that's not really orbital network law, right? That's basic property laws? Like, the orbital network thing could just be swapped for a filing cabinet. And it's like, oh, technically he's allowed to access the filing cabinet, but if he doesn't actually need to, he shouldn't be accessing the filing cabinet. Like, that's what this is more of. This is not really some unique orbital network scenario, but whatever. That only makes this sound even sketchier than before. If we start venturing into these gray areas ourselves, where does it end? It's too slippery a slope. Says the people who semi-regularly visit a black market arms dealer. What's with you guys? Loosen up for once, would you? What about those society weirdos? They messed around with the net a bunch before, didn't they? Who's to say they aren't exploiting the system right this second? Well, true, but you have to admit that he has a point. The chief's been worried about it too, but he doesn't have time to check. So I'm taking the time out of my busy schedule to lend some of my expertise. No, that's not what he's doing. If anything, you guys should be thanking me. But go ahead, slander me more. If only this little dude was as good at fending for himself as he is at running his mouth. I concur. But he does bring up a valid point of concern. We have that fool character to consider, as well as Professor Novartis. I would speculate that they have more technological prowess than even the Foundation. Fine, we'll help. But just to be clear, any hacking that can be construed as illegal will be subject to prosecution. Understood? And we're not doing this so you can live down there. You're going to continue sleeping in your own bed, in your own room. Those are the conditions. Give me a break already, will you? Why would Jona's Sacred have to interact with the real world? Lloyd glare. Specifically Lloyd glare. Ugh. Lloyd's always known how to dole out the tough love. And he's done it oh so many times. This is as fair a bargain as you are likely to get. I suggest you take it. Fine, I get it, okay? It's a deal. Just hurry up and take me down there already. I'm gonna pull my hair out if I have to use those Orcus Tower terminals just one more nanosecond. Damn, kid folded like a house of cards. I still think we shouldn't be spoiling him like this. Get off my case already. So, are you guys ready to go to the C sector or what? I'm pretty sure there's gonna be monsters down there, just like every other sector. I mean, it's impressive that they have these geofront systems that just have monsters living in them. Good point. We're ready to go. Sweet. Now come on. Down the hatch we go. Down? I mean, the geofront's obviously down. Down what? Exactly. A hatch? The lighthouse, duh. The entrance to the C sector is right here. What? You guys didn't know that? Should we have? I mean, it says on the sign. I've read it multiple times. It didn't say C sector C, but it clearly meant there's a geofront connection there. That's a big door. He wasn't lying. Wow, that was theatrical. Clearly someone in city planning knows how to have their fun. Who cares? Quit yapping and get inside. These doors are so over-engineered. Apologies. If he's KO'd, it's game over. I kind of hope he dies instantly. That'd be fun, but it would be a pain because I don't want to deal with Jona for a second longer than I have to. This makes me think of the Dorothy. Sometimes when you have Dorothy as a guest member, she would use her camera and it would blind enemies. I wonder if Jona has anything even half as helpful. See, this is locked. Or is this not even a door? Look at all that fire. Look at all the waste steam, maybe? This is questionable looking, but whatever. Look at all the steam. From the engines, maybe? Celestial Bomb EX? Steam engines? I read all about the raid in the Chestbell Times. What? I like to keep a chest of the news. That's not bad. Keeping abreast of the news. Why is there lava or magma here? How does that make any sense? Look at this place. What is it even for? Is it like molten metal? According to the database, this area was built as a heat treatment plant and waste incinerator. Okay, so are they saying that liquid is incinerated waste? It utilizes the water flowing from the Lupinus River for continuous cooling. What's more, it could one day provide central heating to Crossville City via steam ventilation. Or so the original plans projected, at least. Damn, another set of Crossville's high hopes shot down by reality. True, I can't say this facility turned out how they envisioned, and it's far from the first. That aside, this is where Dudley and Arios chased those Calvardian terrorists during the trade conference, isn't it? Look at this guy. Yeah, you're right. Before they had their arrests snatched away by Heiyue. That wasn't very long ago, but it feels like a lifetime after everything that happened since. And Heiyue somehow had access to presumably the entrance to get in here. It hasn't even been 2 months, has it? Wrong button. Do you guys ever shut up? This is not nostalgia hour. And it's way too hot down here. This is why I hate IRL crap. How the hell do people even live without air conditioning anymore? I don't disagree. For Eidos' sake, Jona. Perhaps the rest of us could lower the average body heat in the room by leaving you here by yourself? No, don't go do. You don't gotta do that. Those were all compliments. Yeah. Anyway, Control Terminal 4 should be in the deepest area up ahead. Let's hurry up and get back to where it's nice and breezy. This makes me think of some stuff. Tio Tot's got you whipped. Shall we be off? It's like Iceland, or at least like Reykjavik in Iceland has, they use geothermal heat to heat their, what's it called, sidewalks, so that they, even in winter, they don't, like, freeze and stay covered in snow, they stay clear, which is neat. This looks like a monster chest, right? No, it's not. It's just a nice chest. Genevieve's eyes grew wide. He knew her name. Of all the names that could have come from his mouth, it left her own hanging open. But she had to say something. She spoke firmly. How did you know? So is this still like the mayor's name that started with a J or something in the last one? I can't remember. This slime creature is very... It's a very out of place design for a creature in these games. They generally don't look anything like that, in my memory. What's this called? Giant fly. What a name. Best name in the game. Stellar pendulum. Oh yeah, I got a new armor. I need to actually check. Inside is a Mishi plush that Randy accidentally gave to Zeit as chew toy. He quickly shuts the lid before Tio can see it. I mean, Zeit wouldn't destroy Tio's stuff. Okay. She needs better gear. Monk attire. Adorned with sacred tree bark. It's interesting. Why do they have a heart on the side? What are they called? They're just a sentry. Why do they have hearts if they're a sentry? Okay, I'm gonna save time and Silverthorn. Not at all who I meant to hit. I thought he was gonna target the middle one for some reason. It's almost like him targeting the left one was unexpected because usually they target the closest, or they would have targeted the central one instead of for some reason targeting the one on the left. I really think self-destructing enemies are the lamest because they're just free chip damage, which is boring. It's like Geodude in Pokemon, at least Pokemon Red. I don't know later games if Geodude? I think Geodude had self-destruct or explode or whatever it's called. I can't remember because it's been years since I played it. It could also be you don't see Geodudes as much because they are a Gen 1. And even with the repetition, Geodudes are not a super hyper common cave Pokemon in later games. Because they have other cave Pokemon like, well, always a Zubat, but there's other bats now. There's a lot of other alternatives. I don't know if Geodudes and I don't remember if it's Geodude that had explosion or if it was the Graveler or whatever. I don't remember anymore. Reading this message adds 5 bonding points to one of the characters, but we're not going to tell you which one. Which is probably false, but it would be funny if it did. Like, it would be very good if this one random chest message was necessary for bonding points. For one character. Looks like this sector has mechanical monsters running around too. They even spit fire. I can't imagine that's up to code. They're monsters! It still pales in comparison to the society's archaisms. But as for who's responsible for them... Don't look at me. I mean, yeah, the cleaning ones in Sector B were my fault, but not these. I've never even been to this sector before. Your nose is growing, Jonster. You can tell us the truth. We promise not to get mad, probably. I am telling you the truth. I didn't do jack. Wait, I have a question. This place is connected to the foundation of Orcus Tower, right? Isn't it? Why didn't we enter from that end instead? Because that entrance was sealed after the terrorist attack, obviously. Control Terminal 4 is right by it, too. If it were still open, I could have gone there all on my own. He is correct. The route to D sector is closed off. Well, whatever. There's also a direct elevator to the exit near the terminal. Once that's up and running, I won't need you guys to come back here anymore at all. You could at least say thank you. Well, we haven't helped him yet. Hee. Let's continue onward. Hee, such a weird laugh. Like, heh is good, but she definitely doesn't mean heh. Because it doesn't fit the character type, archetype. Ah yes, the chest that's been taunting me. Running around on the grass. Okay, that's like so sketchy. And I mean, I think in reality this would actually be kind of dangerous. Because this is dirt. And unless it has like really solid rock right under the dirt. And only like only a few meters under. It would gradually erode away if it was dirt straight down, and then it would collapse. But it's probably rock, obviously, but pink liquid. I forbid it, Cyril responded with equal firmness. You're my wife. You're not to fritter away your hours with some other woman under my nose. I forbid it. That's not what the... 37 didn't have something to forbid. Right? I got distracted. I want the actual story. Ooh, Yare Yare Desu. I'm looking for the previous chest. I know it's a waste of time, but... Ugh. Nice. I think it's here. This was 37. The other one was 38. Yeah. Genevieve's eyes grew wide. He knew her name. Of all the names that could have come from his mouth. He left her own hanging open, but she had to say something. She spoke firmly. How did you know? And then he responded with, I forbid it. Like, what kind of... that's not how you communicate. Sure, maybe you don't want to answer her question, but... Like... She said, how did you know? And he responded with, I forbid it. Like... You're my wife, but I'm not going to answer your question. It's just not great. I know it's limited to like a few words max, but it really should have had like, that is not important right now. And then somehow lead to I forbid it. Like acknowledge what his wife had said. You open the chest, finding a scrap of paper with some writing on it. This pun is terrible. You groan as you close the lid. I like that joke. I think it's pretty high quality. It makes me want to write a piece of paper and just hide it somewhere that just says this pun is terrible. Because it's a good pun. I've never heard it before. It does require more setup than most, because you have to be like, oh, piece of paper that says this, so like, it's not the easiest pun, and most of the time puns are just sort of spur of the moment coincidences and jokes. To me, this feels like this should be the way forward. If this, like, if we have to manipulate the fire to get here, but I'm really not sure. Ooh, this is a lot of sepith. Do you have a particular chest voice you read all of these in? That's pretty good. I do not. I just sort of read them in a maybe matter-of-fact kind of way, which is basically just, it's not a voice, it's a style of speech. I'm not good at voices. I've attempted to speak differently for each of the characters, but I'm just not good at it. I mean, the number of... Okay, this is definitely the way forward. This general route. So I'm gonna be back. I should get the chest now so I don't forget it, but... If this is the way forward, I'd be shocked. I really don't like that that doesn't hit 2. It really should hit 2 of them. Jona's gonna shoot me in the head. I got bad RNG and that's it. Like, oh, you get bad RNG so he gets 2 shot in an amount of time that you literally can't do anything about it. Like... Jona, you are incompetent. Get out of here. He has 2,000 HP. Like... I don't know if those fire attacks are effective. They can't be blind anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, he's fine for now. I really... Oh, here's Jona. He has 2k HP. And these guys AoE and just two-shot him. That's not good gameplay. Like, oh, you can just retry, but it's like... if you can just retry, what's the point? All it does is waste your time. It's not a good mechanic, I think. Yes, we have Jona here because he's important from a gameplay lore mix perspective, but it's just annoying. Okay, he's going to Raging Spin in the center. Except I can't move them. Aqua Miraji and Galleon Tawa. Yeah, they're weak to water though. Do I have better water attacks? I don't think I do. Ice Hammer is pretty big. Let's go with ice. Let's go with this. Oh, he moved, I think, almost perfectly. And they target him. Good gameplay. Good gameplay. They hit for 4k on a guy that has 2k HP. So if you don't have an impede prepared, good luck. Great gameplay. Holy. Such high quality gameplay. High quality gameplay. Get bad RNG and you lose. Ugh. Let's see if I can just one-shot them all. I don't know, I give up. If I can do this and kill them both, it'll be fine. Such good gameplay. Such high quality encounter design. Mwah. Beautiful. Amazing. Absolutely awful gameplay design. I was under the impression this was Geofront's the chest sector. This is not a good joke. I believe there's been some kind of mistake. Chest sect? It doesn't work. Chest? It's not good. Fent Quartz is not good. Because the passive effect is just kind of useless. Yeah, more likely to notice you. It's a 4-2-2. Which isn't bad. I mean, that's actually been kind of nice. But I think the 4-2-2 is actually better. Because it will give... I mean, I think that gave me... It didn't give me Holy Breath, did it? Oh, because Shield gives me the water, so it gave me Holy Breath. Okay. It gave me some new stuff. Not a ton of new stuff, but some. Can she make use of hair? I mean, the 2-1, that's a lot less HP. Well, it's 20% less. Well, not 20% less. It would be like less 15? I don't know. I don't know the math. I could do the math, but it's not important. Do I not? Oh, I don't have luck equipped on anyone. I really should. just for extra drops. I still have an HP 1 on him. Why do I have an HP 1 on him? You know what? If I have an HP 1 on him, if this detection is 4-2, and that's 4-3, but I lose the earth, but that's fine. Then let's give it to him. That's acceptable. So now she has slightly more. It's not going to make a huge difference because it's not enough to get the AoE, but it's still just better for her. Cardi went to there. Yes. That was not a good monster chest. I really don't think it was well designed to fight with Jona here. Without Jona, maybe it would be fine, but with how did he notice me when he's facing the other way? Anyway, like, with Jona, it's like, oh, if he targets them and they get a cast off, you're done. Unless the stealth... How does he notice me from behind? Like, if the stealth apply... If the stealth doesn't automatically make them stop targeting him, which I don't know if it did, it changed the appearance, but I didn't have time to look longer. It's sort of very... Oh yeah, I got solar and lunar. But yeah, it's just weird. It was an unusually cold thing for him to say, giving Genevieve pause. When she glared, as she so often did rather than shout, he revealed the answer to her question, eliciting a gasp from her. Like, it's just such a weird... If you read that in a book, it would be super awkward. It's slightly less awkward by virtue of the fact that the entire chest storytelling scheme is awkward to begin with. So like, okay, like, what's the point of this? Oh, there's a button here to go back 4 feet. Like, come on, stop. Good gameplay. I'm not gonna be able to one-shot the frontline guy. I don't think Galleon Tower would one-shot. Only the best gameplay. Like, I could definitely use Tio's S-Break, but, like, again, I don't think, oh, you have to use Tio's S-Break to be able to not have him die if you get bad RNG is good design. And then the fact there's 2 of these monster chests that are the exact same juggler, which I don't think that's good design. I have no idea what the juggler master course is. Okay, come on. Turn around. Come on, he wasn't even looking in my direction. I give up. So juggler is... We also got another one. Random ailments. Ugh. Oh yeah, Chevalier was one I was going to consider swapping from Axe for on Randy. But the critical chance might be better. Though, Chevalier has just... the stats are just so much better. Like, the critical on... the 20% chance for critical is pretty good. But so many stats. It doesn't matter that much. Okay. Alright, Miraji. I enjoyed, but it's just not great. Because the amount restored is nowhere near enough. That one's cool. There's probably some like super specific build you could do with that. That's a lot of HP. Like the H600 is not even a quarter of the total. I'm assuming that might be like 750, so a total of 3k at max. Yeah, it would be 3k from a max level platinum. Cannon's good is my understanding, but I don't really care. Because the multiplier changes a bit and it becomes a lot of healing. That even a base breath is super strong. And can full heal. Please, no cutscene. Give me more interesting stuff. What kind, like, what a weird chest. Received the chest's Palm Party account. Palm Party account info. Feels like, oh, I've been meaning to try and save over instead of making new saves. Because I keep making new saves. But I don't want to use all 200 saves. I don't want to have to overwrite any of them, so... Oh, please don't be getting jumped by 50 people instantly and surrounded by them. Ah! Jona, you're so dumb, Jona. Don't run ahead. There it is! Control Terminal 4! Finally! Boy, am I tired. This bug. From what? We were the ones smacking the monsters around, you know? The bug flying at my face. I hate summer so much. Go easy on him, Randy. He's probably not used to walking as much as we just did. True. Tio and I also had trouble keeping up with the boys when we first started. And Jona's an even worse shut-in than I was before joining the SSS. I think Ellie being unfit doesn't make sense. Thinking about it more now, like, she traveled across the continent. Are you telling me she was not physically fit enough to walk a lot? Like, she's been traveling across the continent for a while. Orbital cars weren't super common. She would have to walk to a lot of places. But whatever. All things considered, he was a very brave boy, and I am proud of him. Aw, cram it. You don't know how lucky you have it at your age. Adults don't get away with living the way you do. Still, every bit of pizza and junk food you bite into is bound to bite you back one of these years, not necessarily. Unless he means if you continue doing that forever, it will bite back, which is true. Hey, Jona. If you want, I'd be more than happy to go jogging with you. We could even start off slow. How does once a week sound? Oh, shut up. Just leave me alone. It's too hot to put up with this crap. Let's just get in the terminal room and crank up the AC already. Jona, look out. Oh. beep boop a robot. Oh, magnet. How do they work? I don't even know what that's from. I think that's some sort of reference. Holy moly. Weird eyes. What is this thing? It's got like green, orange, and then there's orange under green for some reason. What is this thing? A supersized version of one of those cleaning robots from the B sector? No, I don't think this machine is meant for the type of cleaning you're thinking of. Hey, that's pretty good. Jona, stand back. Or stay back. Right. I'm gonna have to hollow sphere this nerd. Beep, 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 beep. Targets acquired. That's a good sound clip. Accessing network. Hostiles identified as Crossbow Police Department. Special Support Section. What is this thing? Impossible. Did it just search the orbital network to identify us? Beep. Danger level 3. That is high enough, I guess. Kill mode engaged. You guess? I like this robot. This robot's a lot of fun. Since when do these buckets of bolts have opinions? Never mind that. We have to stop it. I have to get a screenshot of this. This is gonna be an awful fight. I guarantee it. Yep. Good start. What do I want to go for? I could go for... Oh, Jona's not here. Wonderful. I thought I had an AoE Saint. Do I have that on someone else? I guess I should probably Aqua Mirage and Fortuna, is my guess. Does she have... Yeah, she has Zodiac, which is an all AoE strength defense. Maybe Chrono Drive? I mean, Zodiac is probably not a waste of time. He's just gonna move closer. God, that's bad damage. Not good enough. My assumption is he's probably weak to water. Oh, okay, no, it's all elements. So he could be weak to anything. Let's do a Calamity Claw, see if it affects him. He will analyze. He's weak to wind for some reason. Wind and then water, and he can be debuffed, but he can't be other type of debuffed. Not at all what I meant to click. Holy Breath would be too slow, and I don't really need Holy Breath. Tiara is probably enough. Vacuum Suction. You know what? I'm gonna have him move over there. She's going to Aqua Mirage. Keep that stacked. She's going to... Except it's going to be... Yeah, it's not worth buffing. It's better to do damage. So I'll do... Sparkle. How does this not hit him? She's gonna die. You know what, let's just use this. And... Wait, what? How many turns did she get? that the evasion already wore off. Barkdean. Aerial. The explosion hit him. Wow. I think I do prefer him to be near them so that I can AoE buff them. I kind of feel like Fortuna-ing is probably not bad because she benefits from Fortuna and she is primary damage dealer in terms of arts. Yeah, she's my primary arts damage, so I'm just gonna have her. Oh, she doesn't have CP regen anymore, so I can't spam it as much. I need to consider that. Because I traded CP regen for... Again, what is this auto-targeting? Oh, you can target yourself, hit 3, or target someone else and hit 4. Like... 2674. Can it hit both? No. I'm gonna try Arrow Sickle, see how much damage it deals. Aerial can hit both. And... yeah, it should be fine. To do Sparkdean. It won't hit both. But it'll Sparkdean him. That hits 4k. It's better damage per turn than Sparkle. I think I'd rather go for better damage per turn. And now the arts buff is ran out. He has Holy Breath, that's pretty good. She's just gonna do nothing. Oh no, she can still cast arts, nice. I really do totally, absolutely, definitely love these bosses that are just HP sponges. They're a lot of fun. They're definitely worth including in this game. He exploded and killed 2 people. Bad design. Like, all that does is make it so that 2 people will desync their level. Good gameplay design. Wonderful. Should I have seen it coming? Maybe. Do I think it's terrible design? Yes. That machine. It wasn't anything like the ones that were legally dumped here. There is a possibility that it was the work of Ouroboros. No way. Its mannerisms resembled the archaisms we once encountered outside of Don Marconi's office. That Eastern-looking one, right? This heap of scrap metal acted way more advanced than that guy, though. Not to mention, it seemed to be connected to the Orbital network. Do you think that's a sign of the Society's involvement? Who cares? It's not like it's gonna come back and tell you. I think this one being Jona would be funny. Now can we please go to the terminal room and get some AC going? Besides, I'm Jona Sacred, remember? The genius of the century? I can dig up the dirt on those guys like it's nothing. I can't tell whether you're fearless or just completely lacking in social graces. It's the latter, combined with an unassailable belief that he will never die. He's got confidence, that much is for sure. Looks like there's a thin line between bravery and foolishness or something. I think he's on the foolishness side. Though confidence and bravery are different. I hate this song. Huh. Looks like that machine back there got deployed about a month ago. And yeah, it was connected to the network. It says it can do it wirelessly. The admin name on record is Novartis. That seems unlikely, but I guess it's too much of a joke character, though. He seemed much more serious. I guess that's something you can learn. He's a goofball. Novartis. That man in the lab coat? Whoever he is, he clearly holds a lofty position in the society. Yeah, something about that nutty old geezer gave me the creeps. The machine we just fought may have been a prototype he unleashed for his own amusement. It being for his own amusement is very believable. It would not surprise me, judging by the sort of person he seemed to be. He seemed much more malicious, though, in my opinion. Like, he seemed very malicious, but maybe he wasn't. The man did give off a certain mad scientist panache. He's likely a lot more dangerous than meets the eye. Good news is, it looks like that was the only one he set loose, and left traces of. Which means I can hold myself up down here as long as I want, worry-free. Man, this is the best. The connection speed is bonkers this close to the tower, and there's barely any restrictions. Hell yeah. Long live Control Terminal 4! Someone's happy. I think we just gave this shut-in a one-way ticket into paradise. Jona, remember that you need to send in a report to Chief Roberts. So if you even think about taking advantage of this. Yeah. Listen, I got what I wanted. Mission over. You can go now. Ooh, is this a brand new server? Man, Crossbow's network infrastructure is really starting to shape up. There he goes, straight off the deep end, looking at servers that exist that maybe he shouldn't have access to, and so he should be arrested. I think he'll be fine. No, he won't. He'll just be eating pizza and getting fat. No, I'm concerned about whatever it is Ouroboros is plotting here. Yeah, let's remember to come check in with Jona every once in a while. It's chapter 4. Do you really think we're going to check in with Jona more than once? I'm just as worried about him cooping himself up here as I am about the society getting to him. As you should be. Oh, that's right. Didn't Jona mention there being an elevator nearby that goes directly to the exit? Yes, it should be in that direction. In that direction. This facility is located near the base of Orcus Tower. The lift should drop us off directly at the lighthouse in the harbor district. What? That doesn't make any spatial sense. That's a relief. I sure as hell wasn't digging the idea of trudging all the way back through the hot zone. Me neither. Especially with how long we've been down here. It should already be evening by now. The time in these games is so wishy-washy. Oh, you're probably right. Well, should we take the lift back to the city and close the day out? Yeah, let's go. If this is near... Yes, I'm trying to heal. Die in a hole, Lloyd. I guess I'm gonna revive everyone manually. You're not gonna let me just go there to heal. That's logical. Like, there's so much logic. Oh, there's a place we could heal our people. No can do, though. Like, let the player play the game. Like, I understand that they want to put it on rails, but like... There's no need to do it there. Like, that's just a waste of time. Like, and then they let us go to these types of areas and don't complain. That doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, we have to exit, but we can go down this other path that's completely useless. Like, this is not going to make any sense. We're under Orcus Tower or something, is what I'm pretty sure they said. If this exits at the lighthouse in the harbor district, that doesn't make sense. They said, near the base of Orcus Tower. This lift should drop us off directly at the lighthouse in the harbor district. I don't think that makes any sense. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Cause like, I can show it when I can get to the map. But Orcus Tower is further to the north. And that, like, I guess if the lift can go at an angle, but it's just like, design-wise, why would they design it that way? Why would they? Design-wise, it would make more sense to have that point there, just, oh, you go from there directly to Orcus Tower, instead of having a lift just to get back to the harbor district. Like, that doesn't make sense. Looks like the day's over. Yes. All we have left on the itinerary is our team dinner and a super lame, cheesy interaction. I'm gonna hate it. Every time this music plays, it's the cheesiest, cheapest attempt at sentimentality. No, team dinner. Right? It's just cheap attempts at emotional moments. Everyone, thanks for all you've done for me. I don't know how I can ever repay you. Yes, I've worked with you for maybe a few weeks, maybe a few months actually. We've worked together for a few months. We're best friends forever now. I know we didn't get to be teammates for very long, but I learned a lot. I couldn't be more grateful. Come on, Noelle. We're the ones who owe you here. Wait, sorry, distracted. Why is there a fence on this side, but not a fence on this side? Like, that doesn't make any sense, does it? Weird. These last 3 months have really flown by, haven't they? Though it was only 2 in my case. I gotta say, the group ain't gonna be the same without you. You guys. This is hard enough as it is. Maybe I'm just not an emotional person, but if I've worked somewhere for a few, I mean, obviously life and death moments are different than just a normal workplace, but like, even after working at somewhere for like 4 months, 8 months, a total of a year after, like, it's like, sayonara, toodaloo, bye, and I'm never seeing them again in my life. Even if they were like somewhat friendly when working, like, I'll never see them again in my life. They'll see each other regularly. Like, it's not that type of moment in my opinion. This is hard enough as it is. We won't be working together anymore, but we'll still see each other semi-regularly, so it's not actually that noteworthy of a moment. I mean, there's still so much business we left unfinished. Like the cryptids, and the pleroma grass. I'm really sorry to leave you all like this. I wanted to see it through to the end. But, like, from a practical perspective, there's very rarely going to be a single end moment where everything they've been working on is wrapped up. Like, it's a cheap moment. Noelle. I'm just too cynical. Think of it this way. Our positions may differ when we wake up tomorrow. We'll still be working for the good of Crossbell. That should soothe the patriot in you, though it may not sound so sincere coming from me. Wazi. It's cheap. There's nothing actually meaningful here. Still, I'm holding out hopes that you'll come back into our loving arms when all is said and done. After all, you are expected to have a bright and promising future, aren't you? You're better off spending it with us instead of whittling your talents away in the CGF, one firefight after another. Cheeky to the last, aren't you? Some things never change. Haha. Jackassery aside, that's not being a jackass. That's being unreasonably sentimental for no reason because, oh, we're not working together after we worked together for 3 months. Like, He ain't wrong. He ain't totally wrong. The commander wouldn't have endorsed your transfer here if you weren't a good fit. That's right. We'd love to work with you again. You'll always have a home here, Noelle. And even if things don't work out that way, we can still meet up as friends on our days off, and we'll work together semi-regularly anyway. I anticipate you teaching me the ways of the road someday. You should expect to hear from me the moment I reach the minimum age requirement. It's such a weird world where you can be a cop, but you can't drive a car, which is more of a she shouldn't be able to be a cop at her age. Aw, Tio, I'd love to. Thank you, Noelle. Between your driving, your combat skills, and the energy you brought to the team, you've been an invaluable member of the SSS. Definitely not replaceable. Definitely not. But above all, your unwavering integrity and candor have been an inspiration for all of us. Totally. Yeah. Definitely. Lloyd? It's just cheap. Like, there's nothing emotional about this parting. Like, even if we're apart for now, we'll always be comrades. Like, honestly, I don't think it would even have emotion in a different scenario. But if the scenario was her sister wasn't getting better and, like, she had to suddenly, not of her own will, switch back to the CGF, that might potentially have almost some emotion. This is like, who cares? Even if we're apart for now, we'll always be comrades because we work together regularly. Like, so if you ever need help at the CGF, we're only a phone call away. And naturally, we'll be counting on you when the going gets rough, just the way we always have. Ah. Lame. Of course, I'd be glad to help. And so our leader worms his way into yet another fair maiden's heart. He can never last even a second without the spotlight, can he? Honestly. Haha. Looks like you got your work cut out for you, Mademoiselle. Hey, I think that implies Randy's cheering for Ellie. You can kind of respect that. What does this have to do with me? What are you guys whispering about? Huh, wait. It's not like that, I swear. Oh, methinks the lady doth protest too much. Is that a friendly rivalry I hear brewing? Now she just has to come back. Imagine Lloyd calling her Noe when she returns. Randy, Wazzy. That's enough, you two. Hey, Tio. What are they talking about? How you managed to pass the detective exam is beyond me. I respect that statement. There's so many things where he made decisions that don't actually make sense. But whatever. I'll just shut up for now. Or I'll just shut up now. That evening, Lloyd and the others had held a farewell party for Noelle at the restaurant in Central Square. Sergei, Kia, and even Zeit came by to attend. As they enjoyed their meals and drinks, the bittersweet night rolled along. Please no midnight interaction. That would be so cheap. Okay, good. I'm glad they didn't. Then, the next morning, Noelle packed her bags and left the SSS building. Clickety-clackety garbage. Yawn! Or... Man, what time is it? Wait, it's already morning? Ghosts. Oh, that was his stomach. Oh, it's not giving... Oh, it didn't give me the gargle sound that I thought was ghosts. Hi, I'm starving. What time did that pizzeria open again? Who eats pizza for breakfast? At least have, like, nice bagel with smoked salmon and cream cheese and capers and onions. Ooh, delicious. Actually, I think they just started taking orders from the OrbitNet. That doesn't make any sense. They'd be able to do that already. Think I'll check up on that. Huh? What the? Who left all this garbage in the memory? No, wait. What even is this? A data structure? But this isn't just any old data here. In here. Dum dum dum. What? The hell? What a weird cut. 2 days later. The referendum to gauge the crossbone public sentiment toward state independence was held. I thought it was 3 days away. That very same day, the results were announced. Garbage. I wonder at what time it closed. Like, if it closed at, like, noon, that would be questionable. If it closed at, like, 6, would they really be able to count it that quickly? Probably. Because it's a small state with, like, a population of maybe 200 for people that you can actually see. Obviously, it's a abstraction, but it's such a weird time to have the referendum pop up in game. And after 1 week had come and gone, Crossbow was locked on a collision course with Destiny. Preface or preface. The state election board has announced that over 90% of eligible voters submitted a ballot in the referendum, of which 70% were cast in favor of independence. This high voter turnout can be attributed to the anguish inflicted by the raid on Crossbow City, which was the purpose. Many voters suspect the attack may have been perpetrated by the Empire or Republic. As such, these results could be a reflection of the average Crossbone's frustration with the status quo. Regarding this result, the referendum was designed to gauge the opinion of the average Crossbone. After the ballots were counted, however, something exceptional occurred. In spite of the admonitions, I know admonishment, but like admonitions is just an awkward word because you don't read it a lot, of many Diet members, Mayor Kwa chose to disregard them all and declare independence unilaterally. This unprecedented move will doubtlessly have major ramifications on Crossbone's relations with its surrounding countries. In light of this development, we would like to stress that our publication is committed to reporting information as accurately as is within our capabilities. Editor-in-Chief wrote that. I assume it means the Editor-in-Chief wrote that. Dieter Kwa declares independence. At a press conference yesterday, Mayor Kwa declared independence on behalf of Crossbow's citizenry. In what he termed an official international proclamation, the mayor moved that the land be known as the independent state of Crossbow thereafter. Like, no one's going to call it the independent state of Crossbow. They're still just going to call it the state of Crossbow. Or Crossbow. No one's going to call it, like, no one's going to use the full name outside of official states, like official events. Mayor Kwa then outlined his upcoming reforms aimed at cementing Crossbow as an independent nation. First, the creation of a state constitution. Next, the abolition of the state's subservient relationship with Erebonia and Calvard, which probably should come first. including a repeal of the 10% revenue tax collected by these nations. Finally, the formation of the Crossbill Defense Force, the CDF. I actually think CGF sounds a lot better than CDF. I almost got the bug. This organization will unify... Nope, that's a bad idea. This organization will unify the police and CGF, assuming their respective responsibilities of keeping the peace and maintaining national security. It's a bad idea to combine a police force with a military. I'm pretty sure there's a reason that most places have them separate. Following these announcements, Mayor Croix said that the state government, soon to be the independent state government, no one cares. No one cares if you put independent on every sentence. It's still just a state government. Would be enacting these changes within the next month. As for the declaration itself, even those well versed in politics were taken off guard by the abrupt move, calling it an unusually swift development. Apparently, the mayor went against the cautious advice of Speaker McDowell in pursuit of this decision. It may be some time before all facets of this unprecedented declaration are elucidated. Both the imperial and republican governments, the current suzerains of Crossbell, issued statements on the day of the declaration, rejecting the bid for independence. The land of Crossbell State has a historical basis as part of the Republic's territory, the Republican administration proclaimed, rebuking the declaration as a matter of course. Queen Alicia II of Liberal weighed in, saying that while the will of the populace should be respected, the Declaration of Independence itself was greatly premature. The Principality of Remphiria, who has requested confirmation on the situation, is expected to issue a similar statement. That's just a weird sentence. They requested confirmation on the situation. No one else requested confirmation, yet for some reason, they're the only one that requested confirmation on the situation. That's what? Meanwhile, the holy city of Arteria has opted against any formal statements. A nation is not made in a single day, said a bewildered PR staffer within Crossbell City. Despite the widespread uproar caused by the sudden announcement, many citizens are welcoming the change with open arms. Others aren't quite so eager. I thought the referendum was just to gauge interest, one resident tells us. That was the only reason I voted in favor. It's a weird thing to say. The only reason I voted in favor is because it was gauging interest, which is yeah, if it's gauging interest and your interest is in favor, you wouldn't vote against it. It should be, that was the only reason I voted entirely. Just the only reason I voted was because I thought it was gauging interest. But whatever. The prevailing theme throughout this entire story is the ubiquitous confusion felt by everyone involved. That said, if Crossbell truly is set on independence, then this may only be the beginning of the troubles our fair state will face. God. Mayor Croix declares asset freeze. Breaking news. Urgent press conference. Today, Mayor Croix held an emergency press conference at Orcus Tower to announce that all foreign assets held by the IBC would be frozen. That is extreme. The policy will remain in place until Crossbell's independence is acknowledged internationally. The sudden declaration seems to indicate that the mayor, who also happens to be the IBC CEO, is willing to exert his influence on foreign economies despite lacking the domestic authority to do so. Due to the sudden nature of Croix's press conference, further details remain unknown. Before funds were seized, the IBC managed the majority of the continent's financial assets. The sudden withholding of said assets has caused markets across Lemuria to plummet, with some reports describing mass pandemonium in the Republican Stock Exchange. We reached out to experts for comment. Already, the impact on the international economy has been immense, explained one economist. It's difficult to tell how things will progress. A diplomat had this to say: "We want to be certain we understand the full extent of this freeze before taking further action." Urgent bulletin. The major powers' ultimatum. According to a new report, both Ereboni and Calvert have held press conferences regarding the financial crisis. It's weird to call it a financial crisis. It is a financial crisis, but like, it probably qualifies more as like a terrorist act. Because the intent is to incite terror in the various people with money. The Republican government demands that Crossbow State and the IBC revoke the asset freeze immediately. Failure to do so will be met with force, stated the Calvardian press secretary. Our sources claim that the imperial government has already begun mobilizing its army as well. It's possible these press conferences are meant to serve as an ultimatum. We will follow up on this story as we receive official communications. Things have gotten pretty serious. Yes, I wasn't expecting the situation to progress so quickly. I tried contacting Uncle Dieter to ask about it, but I haven't been able to reach him. The same applies to Chief Sergei. He is yet to return after departing for headquarters this morning. I wonder what they must be using a temporary headquarters, but where would that be? Could it be that he's investigating the newly established defense force? Probably so. After all... Oh, the entire screen is twisting. Weird. Probably so. After all, it came as a total shock. Not just for us, but the top brass too, or so I've been told. The hell is up with that? How could they not have known about it? What about Noel, Mireille, and the rest of them? What are they up to? Unfortunately, we are also unable to get in contact with the CGF at the moment. I suspect they've chosen to remain silent due to the sheer volume of calls they are receiving. I mean, Noelle has an enigma too. Call her personally. She shouldn't be too busy in that way. It's hard to blame them for that. But I doubt Ereboni and Calvard will hold their tongues, seeing as all their assets have been frozen. They made it clear that they are prepared to use force. I can only imagine how tense things are at the borders right now. Bop, bop, bop. Sorry, Kia. This must seem so scary to you. It's okay. I can tell whatever's going on is serious. I've been wondering though. Where's Wazi? I haven't seen him all morning. Now that you mention it. He said he needed to attend to some minor business. I believe it was moments after the chief departed. Huh? Really? How irresponsible do you have to be to disappear at a time like this? Come on, Ellie. You know him. You've been working with him long enough to know that he obviously has an actual reason. Like, you know that he's competent. Like, someone's at the door. Wonder who it is. Yes, who is it? Oh. That has to be Fran, right? Thank goodness you're home. It's Cecile. It's me, Cecile. Ethel. Cecile. Oh, did someone attack the hospital or something? Oh, hi, Cecile. Again, the teeth on Kia are messed up. We weren't expecting you. Is everything alright? It's not every day you drop in to see us like this. Ooh, serious face. I apologize for visiting out of the blue. If I may ask, Arius wouldn't happen to have come by here, would he? Wouldn't happen to have come by here, would he? Arios? No, not at all. Did something happen? Shizuku's gone. Well, the thing is... he came to the hospital late last night and took Shizuku away with him. He even filed the paperwork to have her discharged, effective immediately. What? He did? Shizuku? I went to the Bracer Guild to see if I could figure out why. But not even Michelle had an answer for me. I thought it might be a long shot, but I decided to come ask all of you, just in case. So that's what brought you here. The hell's gotten into him all of a sudden? I mean, technically, he could just be like, we're discharging because... I mean, it's not. Obviously, it's not this. But it could be, we're discharging because I'm moving her out of Crossbow so she doesn't get caught up in the crossfire if a war starts. That, I think, would be incredibly forward thinking. That's probably not it. But like, if he's like, okay, we're taking her out of the hospital and we're temporarily traveling to Remphyria and having her stay there because that would be safe. It's not what it's going to be. But, I mean, that would be a responsible thing to do. The hell's gone into him all of a sudden? The fact that it happened late at night makes it all the more dubious. Yeah, which is why it's probably not relocating her in case war breaks out. Me, 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 me. Bring, 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 bring. Oh. I doubt it's the chief. He'd call your Enigma if he needed to reach us. Do you suppose it could have something to do with Arios? If it does, bad writing. If this has anything to do with Arios, this is bad writing. If it's literally anything else, solid. Yes, this is the Crossbow Police Special Support Sec. Oh, Lloyd! Is that Ilya? Oh, Lloyd! Thank Eidos I got the hold of you. Whoa. Someone must have left this phone on speaker mode. Grace, is that you? That was Grace's voice? I guess it is. Who else has that kind of volume? Grace, what's wrong? Is everything okay? Of course not. Something's wrong. And I mean big time wrong. I had to tell you right away. Hey, you have to respect that. We just got a bulletin in from Orcus Tower. You're not going to believe this. Dieter Croix has just been instated as the first president of the Crossbell independent state of Crossbell. What? A dictator. The first president? Uncle Dieter? And you're certain of this? Well, she's definitely certain that a bulletin just came to her. There's no reason she would lie. Grace is a good person, relatively speaking. Like hell she is. What? Are you certain? Of course she's certain that she got a bulletin claiming this. Like hell she is. You trying to pull a fast one on us or something? Listen. What? I thought it was a joke too, at first. But then I looked at the soldier delivering the news. He was decked out in this fresh white uniform. That's when he told us he was a part of Crossbow's newly formed defense force. I mean, it's this is exactly why you don't military police as, police. Really? Because my impression is that's a common thing with, it's in dictatorships where they're not separate. Because then all the because a lot of dictatorships are taken over by military coups. And so the military has all the power. So if the military replaces the police, all that power is centralized in the military. And since the ruler of the dictatorship controls the military, they control the police and they control everything. Really? A soldier? Wait, you can't mean... Yeah. He's probably a CGF guardsman. Or he was, anyway. Also, don't freak out on me here, okay? But immediately after President Croix took his post, he nominated his Secretary of Defense. And it's Arios McLean. That's it's... Huh? It's just so clearly villainous. You mean... Arios? See, that's an okay way for it to be about... trash tier writing. That is such bad anime writing. That's not how humans react. The presidential inauguration is just about to begin. They're broadcasting it via the Orbital Network, so make sure you tune in. Sniper shot. Sniper shot. Boom, the president dies. Not what's gonna happen. Grace, we managed to get permission to cover the speech. Nice! Way to come in clutch, Ryans. Sorry guys, I've got a feature story waiting for me. Gotta go. Is this really happening? I think this is when you quit the police, because you don't want to be part of this sketchy defense force. I don't even know anymore. Arius is a Secretary of Defense with exactly 0 political experience? Then that makes him the leader of this new defense force. You're shitting me, right? What happened to being a bracer? I mean, let's be real. As far as bracers went, he cared more about Crossbell than, like, not Crossbell. And what the hell is all this about Dieter becoming president? I cannot say either way. We should watch his address on the terminal. Please don't be please not still. Just end the cutscene on it. Wow. Drone footage in a world like this. Just... Good day, my fellow citizens. It's definitely not suspicious when you make a new uniform. Today, I speak to you as Dieter Croix, the first president of the independent state of Crossbell. That's Dieter Croix. Gross. See, that's funny. Just his face. It's just an image. I'm sure that many of you are surprised by this sudden announcement. Nevertheless, I ask that you bear with me. I mean, this is such a dictator's way of doing stuff. For at this very moment, an unprecedented threat is advancing upon our fair home of Crossbell. We are being cornered by wicked, malicious forces that aim to strip away our dignity and trample underfoot all that is just. Like it's the MO of a dictator. As I'm sure you're all aware, less than a month ago, these forces attempted to sink Crossbell into a pit of despair and sorrow. Of course, the wise citizens of Crossbell already know who it is I am referring to. I would like to take this moment to finally incriminate these perpetrators by name. The Imperial Government of Erebonia. This is one of the malevolent forces I refer to. I like that the ... dots are increasing. However, they are not the only criminals responsible for our plight. The Republican government of Calvard is just as guilty. They too have been making a mockery of our peace and honor while colluding with a known crime syndicate. I mean, Heiyue's not that bad. Like, they're bad, but like, Ravache was worse. For Crossbell at least. Ravache was a worse place than Heiyue has been. For far too many years, they treated our Crossbell as theirs to control. Valid. A vassal subject to the whims of its lieges. No matter what injustices they commit, we are forbidden by law from defending ourselves. Even to this day, they exploit us through obscenely high taxes, siphoning away our prosperity as if it were their own. I mean, 10% doesn't seem obscene. It seems unreasonably high for groups that don't do anything, but I would, like, 10% doesn't seem obscene. It seems too high, far too high. But obscene, I mean, obviously he's exaggerating potentially, but like, 10% is a lot when they don't provide anything in return. But if it, like, 50% would be obscene. 10%'s like unreasonable. And yet their transgressions do not end there. We have reached a point where our very livelihoods are placed in jeopardy. Even more ... dots. It is well known that this land has served as a war zone, time and again, as these two nations fought for control over us. Many would consider that strife a thing of the past, but that could not be further from the truth. Truth, not truth. Our state has suffered a number of inexplicable incidents over the last 70 years. They befell us in many forms. Sudden explosions with no discernible cause. The mysterious fatal crash of one of our airships. And yet, While they appeared to be no more than accidents, deep down, all of us knew the truth. Yes, because airships never crash accidentally. These cruel, indiscriminate tragedies that left us with no answers to soothe our mourning. All of them were caused behind closed doors by our enemy's petty struggle for power. Doubt. All of them is doubtful. Most of them, sure, believable. All of them, doubtful. Yeah, they're patrolling with guns drawn. Definitely reasonable. Is that Lanfei? She's a receptionist. What are they doing up here? However, when put before Eidos, we crossbones are equally as sinful. The sins we carry are those of cowardice and self-deception. I don't think cowardice is one of the deadly sins, at least. Right? He's just kind of lowballing? Slow? Oh, what's the word? Like, I mean, I think there's sins that are other sins, but like... pride, greed, wrath, envy, lust, gluttony, sloth. Yes, I don't think self-deception and cowardice necessarily qualify as sins. Maybe they're not one of the 7 sins, but like maybe they are sins because they're negative. But it's like, oh, the sins are we didn't fight back in a scenario where we would have died. It's like to avenge the countless fallen souls victimized by the crimes of times past, to avenge those in the present, still nursing their wounds from the raid on our city, and to ensure our children grow up in a glorious future of peace and dignity. We must discard the sins of deception and cowardice, and stand valiant and proud. Definitely not discarding the sin of deception. No siree, that's not happening. This is ridiculous. Well, he does have a fair point in some respects. Dieter. This is a time for a presidential assassination. It is with the intention of leading us to this brighter tomorrow that I have taken office today, with zero proof that anyone in the state wanted it. But rest assured, this is only a temporary measure to respond to urgent threats on our horizon. That's a classic. Oh, this is just temporary. I'll only be in power temporarily. And then that temporarily extends for decades. I heretofore swear an oath that our next election will be decided by popular vote, once peace is restored within our borders. But peace will never be restored, so he will forever be in power. Except it will last a week, and then we will solve this weird event. With that, there's one other man I would like to introduce. He will play a key role in supporting the independent state of Crossbell. All of you here today will surely know his name. Again, why are his eyes purple? Now, without further ado, I present to you the man who stood his ground with all his might to defend Orcus Tower during the raid. Except he never actually faced any strong enemies. He only faced goons. Dubbed by many as the Divine Blade of Wind, he was formerly an A-rank bracer of the Bracer Guild's Crossbell branch. But now he stands as Commander-in-Chief of our newly established Crossbell Defense Force. Ladies and gentlemen, Arios McLean. To reiterate, I am Arios McLean. Why does Commander-in-Chief mean Secretary? Shouldn't it be Commander-in-Chief McLean and not Secretary McLean? Some of you may have concerns over one as militarily inexperienced as myself assuming such an important position. However, to compensate, I pledge to give twice the effort I did as a bracer to suppress the dangers lying before us. Questionable. he was working himself to the bone before. If he doubles his effort, he will literally die. And also, like, ignoring the whole, like, Dieter Qua becoming the president with no actual vote, etc., making it villainous and all that, in my opinion. He has plenty of experience, considering the number of politicians, like, I think in Japan, the, like, Minister of Technology had, like, never used a computer or something. At least several years ago, they had never used a computer in their life. They didn't know how to email or something crazy. So, I mean, a guy that knows how to fight, heading the military, is better than that. Both as the bulwark that protects Crossbell, and the blade that will slay anyone who stands in the way of our order and justice. As some of you are aware, Secretary McLean once served the Crossbell Police Department as one of its finest detectives. Though most will know him better for the numerous international incidents he's resolved as a member of the Guild. With that in mind, I assure with the utmost authority that he will be the perfect man for this job. You know who'd actually be a better person for this job? Cassius Bright. Cassius Bright would be a better man for the job if it weren't for, you know, the fact that Cassius Bright wouldn't be in favor of installing a president. Father, I don't understand. I actually feel like I have to comment. Does it actually make sense that she'd be facing the screen? It might. I don't know how. If you can't see, I think what I would end up doing is always just sort of leaning back and kind of eyes closed, because eyes can't open for her, but they can open. She can kind of see, but she can't actually see anything. I would just like, I would sit in the most comfortable way to just listen. But maybe that's not how people who actually are blind or they're very hard of seeing would do it. Because, like, if I have my glasses off, because I wear glasses, because glasses are nice. And by nice, I mean I can't see more than like a foot in front of my face clearly. Yeah, okay. I'm distracted now. My screen is arm's length in front of me. I cannot see clearly, and if I don't squint, I can't read the text. If I don't wear glasses. If I were to be like watching something without glasses like this, I would just lean back and kind of be comfortable, is what I think I would do. But anyway, Father, I don't understand. This quiet. Lloyd speaking. It's me. Chief, the inaugural address. Yeah, I saw it too. Right or wrong, the CGF appears to have been reassembled into the Crossbell Defense Force. The police is going to be integrated into it as well. That includes all of us. No way. The Commander Bales is a part of this too. You saw her up there with next to McLean, didn't you? Looks to me like she approved of its formation. I don't know what'll happen now, but I'd stay away from Orcus Tower. Those Defense Force soldiers are likely to be keeping it under strict watch. Damn it. Understood. I'll call you again. Don't do anything rash, am I clear? What did the chief say? It was about the Defense Force? Explain details. I see. Damn it. You're telling me Sonia's just going along with this? Considering her position, it could very well be that she had no say in the matter. That's what I believe. I believe she's just like, if I said anything, they would ice me. I'd be dead in a ditch if she'd be dead in a ditch if she said anything. She'd be mysteriously sent on a mission, and no one would see her ever again. This would explain why Ario said she would be discharged from the hospital so suddenly. Why does that explain it? Oh, that makes sense. His new position would have impacted her situation. Safer to keep her away from anyone that opposes the new setup, yeah? It's hard to discount that line of reasoning after what we've just learned. It's going to be alright, Kia. I'm sure Arios is doing whatever he can to keep Shizuku safe. Yeah, I know. But still, I'm worried about her. Kia. Sorry, Sil. Could we ask you to man the fort here for a bit? Ooh, she's gonna be in trouble. Lloyd, I have no qualms with it, so long as you don't stay out past evening. Are you going somewhere? Yeah. Listen up, team. I think our best course of action is to make our way to the Bracer Guild first and foremost. Yes, that would be wise. That will present a good opportunity to ask about Arios' circumstances. No kidding. That came the hell out of left field. I understand. I'll stay here and watch the building with Kia. The situation has gotten quite dire, so please, be safe out there. Don't do anything too reckless, okay? Yeah, we'll try to not do anything too reckless. I feel like that needs to be emphasized. We will attempt to not do anything too reckless. That's entirely under our control. Thanks, Sil. We'll be back as soon as we can. Be a good girl and stay here with Cecile, Kia. Oh. Oof, just running away instantly. Bang. Bad girl. Kia. Oof. Kia? What kind of sound effect is that? Whoa. Cause like, okay. The letters don't fit the sound. Whoa. Kia? What's wrong? I guess things are looking pretty messy. But you don't need to come chasing us down. No, I'm sorry. I was checking for the next day. There's a side quest that, since I missed all the inside scoop side quests, I'm not gonna be able to do it. But it's inside scoop guy bannings. Like, that would have been great to not miss. Sadly, I missed it. Which is a shame. I know. Which is why from now on I'm always going to follow a guide, at least loosely. Everything's going to be alright, Kia. We may not know what the future has in store for Crossbow, but that won't change the fact that we'll always be returned to your side, Kia. Oh wait. That much is for certain. We always make it home, even on the roughest days, don't we? So sit tight. We'll be back before you know it, Kia. Ellie, Tio, Randy. Okay, be careful, everyone. Wazi has left the party. That's cheap. Yeah, so that's the only, like, side... Wait. Divine Delph. That's the only side quest here. Yeah, so Maribel's gone. Abyss is gone. Fran might never come back. But I think I would do the usual traveling everywhere deal. But honestly... Okay, they won't let me, which is good. But, like, I'm not going to go talking to every single character in this area. Like, I might look at highlight characters, but I'm not going to talk to every single person. because it's not gonna be this time anyway, it's gonna be next time. But I'm basically just gonna go through the actual quest stuff first. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Who? Sorry, I got distracted. Who is this? It's just a generic soldier. I'll have to feed Cope. I'm not gonna get the quartz at the end, but I still should feed him. Because yeah, I'm not gonna get the master quartz from him. Because instead of it being a chapter by chapter feeding him, it's a day by day feeding him. But here's where I'm stopping for today. Next time, I'm not going to talk to every character available, probably. I'm going to actually, like, treat it as though it's kind of rushed. I'm going to do the monster kill quest. But I'm so sad that I missed the hidden quest that would presumably figure out who killed Guy Bannings. Maybe it will be done elsewhere, but, like, the fact there's a hidden quest involving Guy Bannings is such a waste given how easily missable it is. But that's why I'll always follow a guide from now on. After this game, because this game's already a failure. But that's the end for today. A lot of long cutscene. But that's it for today. Have a great day. Bye-bye.